Okay, so we're going to do a reformer class. This is a personal hour reformer, and we're going to be starting with two springs. I've got a red and a green spring on. If you're using a balanced body reformer, it's probably about two red springs equivalent. If you're using another reformer, you could try just two heavy springs and see how that feels, and just adjust as needed. So with those two springs on and the straps available, and a box. We're going to use a box as well. This is going to be a quick reformer class. So if you're in a hurry, whether you're a Pilates instructor, you just want to do a workout and need a little inspiration or motivation to get going, or you have a home reformer and it's currently a place where you fold your laundry or put stuff, go ahead and just clear it away and lay on down on your machine. So we're going to start with our heels on the foot bar and our arms just right by the side. Take a couple of breaths and land here, relaxing through the head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, exhale. I'm thinking arms long, fingertips long, palms pressing down. I'm going to go ahead right away and just press the carriage out and in. So those feet are flexed, those knees are pointed up to the ceiling. Just kind of a pretty quick motion out and in as there's not a lot of resistance on the machine. We're going to do about 10 of these. So we'll do about 5 more, pushing all the way out slowly in for 4. Inhale, exhale. Shoulders, ribs, hips, just kind of feel those places are nice and relaxed on the machine. And then bring the carriage in and right away slide on down to the balls of the feet. And you're going to think about pressing out. Imagine that those heels are just a little bit of a hover, not too high, and then bend and straighten, trying to keep those ankles pretty still in space here, relaxing through the head and the neck, feeling a little bit of a warm up in those legs and knees and feet here. We'll do about 5 more, pressing all the way out and in. And 4. 2 more, just like that. And then the next time you straighten your legs, go ahead and clap those heels together, V position. You'll stay on the toes, just feeling that little bit more engagement at the hip here. Think like your froggy position or first position. Heels are super glued. We'll do about 5 more. Again, just trying to wake up those legs and feet a little bit. 4 and 3. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Bringing the carriage in, you're going to go ahead and find heels wide on the foot bar. Flat through the feet, that little bit of external rotation at the hip. Knees and toes follow here. Just moving. It's better to get moving than not, right? So even if you only have a little bit of time, I am not someone who is self-motivated to exercise. It's really hard, hence why I need to exercise with my friends, even if they are imaginary or virtual. We're going to do 1 more like that. Bring the carriage all the way in. Let's keep that wide position, lower down to the toes or right on the pad of the foot, that little hover like you have a 1-inch high heel shoe on. We're going to press out and in. I've learned that it's better to have my dog Tots in the room with me or she'll get into trouble. So I've locked her in here. Not as easy to do if you have a child at home, but I can sometimes get away with it here with my puppy. We're going to do 4 more, all the way out and in. Take my counting, not very literally. We're just moving. And we'll do 1 more like that. Once you bring the carriage in, toes are going to come to center again. And you're in that nice parallel stance. Let's just flex those heels, take a big stretch, and lift and repeat like so. Then you could just do a little prance when you're ready, just kind of getting maybe a little bit more space behind those lower legs. Perfect. And then lift up onto both tippy toes, bend your knees, come all the way in. Now from here, bring those heels back on the foot bar. Reach those arms up towards the ceiling. Try to relax through the hips. You're going to inhale to prepare, and then on your next exhale, just lift your head, neck, and shoulders up into a little chest lift, and then inhale, lower back down. We'll repeat that. Exhale to lift, using those upper abs to lift that upper back into flexion here, and then inhale to lower. 2 more times. And down. And one more time. Now from here, take those hands. See if you can grab onto either your shoulder blocks or your pegs. And then we're going to lift the legs into tabletop here. Let the sides of the legs press towards each other and take a little twist over to one side. I'm going to think about those shoulders really staying down, even if it limits the range of motion. Exhale back to center, over to the other side. Exhaling back. We'll do that again. As you come back through center each time, think about maybe pressing gently that low back into the carriage, just so you feel a little more core engagement. And again, over. And back. Do one more set from side to side. Inhale. And exhale. Call this Puplates. And over and back to center. Once your legs come back to center, bring your arms back up towards the ceiling. Keep tabletop if you can. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders and hold. From here, interlace your hands behind your head. Reach that right leg out. Bring it in. Then the left leg. Inhale. Exhale. Trying to keep that chest lift through each reach away at the knee and hip. Let's do 2 more sets. Abdominals staying strong. Reach those arms up to the ceiling. Lower the head, neck, and shoulders down. Bring your arms by your side. Heels back on the foot bar. Left leg lifts in tabletop. Right heel is flexed. Press the carriage out and in for 10. And 8. I'm going to figure out what's squeaking on my reformer. I don't think it's the reformer. I think something's a little caught back there. And 5 more, just like that. I'm trying to keep that tabletop. 4 and 3. Last 2. Last 1. Bring the carriage all the way in. Left heel on the foot bar. Right leg in tabletop. Pressing out and in for 10. And 8. 7. 5. We're going to do about 4 more here. Pressing out and in. And then once you bring the carriage in this next time, bring both heels down on the foot bar. Arms are by your side. You're going to lift up into a pelvic curl or a bridge position, pausing at the top and then slowly lowering down. Trying not to move the carriage too much. Curling up, finding those hamstrings and hips really having to fire up to support you here, and then slowly down. 4 more like that. Lifting up, slowly lowering, and 3 more. I see she's found the straps to chew on, huh? She was napping before this. It's always an adventure with a 1-year-old Shih Tzu puppy. Last two here. I probably lost count. That's okay. We're bridging. Bridges are good for us. We're going to do one more. And then slowly lowering all the way down. Now from here, let's bring those right toes on the foot bar, left leg out long. And we're going to do a little bit of pressing out. And then you better get out of the way, Topsy. Straightening the leg and back down. Lifting that leg up nice and straight and down. Let's just do 6 more here. A little pause at the top. And 5. And 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Come all the way in. One more set. Left toes on, right leg long, straightening that leg, lifting it up for 8. And 7. Last 5. And 4. Last 1. Bring that carriage all the way in. Now we're going to grab those straps, holding on. Posse, you're going to have to give me the strap. Holding on to the little loops. Keep those heavy springs if you can. Adjust if you need to. We're going to float both legs into tabletop and slowly pull those arms down by our side and back up towards the ceiling. Exhale and inhale. Good. We're going to go ahead and just do that a few more times. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. And then once your arms lift up here, let's rest our feet on the foot bar. Bring those straps back to the pegs. Take a moment to sit on up. Once you're sitting, we are going to, trying to explore what noise my machine is making. It could just be the dog. We're going to take away that red spring. So if you have 2 heavy springs on, take away one of them. I'm going to leave myself with that green spring. Again, these are springs from Personal Hour. So they're a little bit different probably from the springs that you're working with. Then come onto your knees with your thighs up against the shoulder blocks here. We're going to bring the hands onto the railings of the reformer and just find an all fours position. Now from here, I want you to just think about pulling those knees underneath you, rounding a little through the back, hinging at the hip, and releasing. The whole time you do this, keep your arms really strong, chest and shoulders lifted. Let's do that for 4. For 3, notice the upper body is really not moving. It's a slight flexion in the low back and hip flexion. And one more like that. Good. Now we're going to take those arms, bring them a big arms distance, or hands distance further. Back stays strong, core stays strong. Pull just with the arms for 4. Actually, let's do 6. For 5. Arms are strong, chest is strong, shoulders are strong. 3. 2, it should feel challenging. And 1. Then you're going to bring the carriage back, walk your hands back, find a child's pose. Take a couple of big breaths here. We'll see if I ever post this video on YouTube. Every time I try to do something with this dog, it's always interesting. So we're going to come back into the hands and knees, and then we're going to go hands a little bit further in front, and then pull that configuration forward so that you have more tension. Keep your arms and shoulders still. We're going to tuck our tail underneath us, flex from the hip and knee, curl the lower back, mid back, pulling the carriage underneath you for reverse knee stretch. For 4. For 3. for 2, for 1. Almost didn't finish that last one. Let it go back. Take a big stretch here. Now we're going to go ahead and stand on up. This dog has decided to be a little bit of a demon. And we're going to come right into whichever side you choose, our lunge. So once you're in that position, press the carriage back with that inside leg, with that front knee bent, tuck and hold and breathe, opening up the front of the hip that's on the machine. Just finding that nice lunge, that nice stretch here. Then release that tuck, extend that standing leg straight. Think of tilting your booty up to the sky, long through the spine, long through that standing leg, and breathing. I'll tell you what, personal hour is in for a repeat business because I'm going to have to buy new ropes. I got the reformer before I got the puppy. Then we're going to return to that lunge, breathing here, hold it here, reach that inside arm up to the ceiling, take a little stretch away from the machine, bring that arm back, extend that standing leg straight, tailbone pointing up to the sky, long through that spine, feeling that standing leg, get a nice stretch, the back of the hip, back of the knee, back of the lower leg. We're going to take that on the other side. So we're going to go over to the other side, pushing that carriage back with the inside leg, strong lunge, strong bend through that standing knee. You're going to find that little tuck, breathe, hold, inhale, exhale, release the tuck, extend that standing leg straight, long through that standing leg, long through that spine. Breathing, inhale, exhale, return to your lunge. Inside arm can lift up here. Maybe stretch away from the center of the machine a little. Nice little tilt, arm comes back. Extend that leg straight, long through the spine, long through the back of the leg. And then bring the carriage all the way in. All right, so from here, I'm going to take a moment to just fix my straps. I'm not editing this video. I don't have time for that. So from there, we're going to go ahead and sit facing the headrest. I'm going to have my tailbone back towards the end of the carriage. Sit super tall and grab onto the ropes from here. Thinking about a nice tall position. We're going to pull those arms back into chest expansion and slowly release. This is ridiculous. You are such a bad dog. You've never done this before, but there's no turning back. I'm going to do my Pilates no matter what. Nice press, slowly return. Progress, not perfection, as they say, right? Let's do about 3 more. Pull. The goal for me with this movement is with this class that I'm doing for myself and my dog, is to just move, right? Always helps me get to the next hour, the next point in my day, just to get the blood flowing. Can you let go of that, please? Now, we're going to take those arms, high row, pull those elbows high and wide. Going to have to hide these from her. High and wide with those arms. Good, keep going. Pull. Slow release. And pull. Tots, the crazy Shih Tzu. And pull. From here, we're going to do a twist. Let's twist one direction. I'm going to choose the right. Twist. Back to center. Now the left. Twist. Back to center. Sitting tall. Waking up the back. Waking up the shoulders. Hello, middle back. And we're going to do 2 more sets. Right. And left. I think next time I do this, she's going to have to go to doggy daycare. And left. Beautiful. Now, from here, we're going to take the straps. We're going to put them back on those pegs. Tots, the wonder dog. is going to come over here for a moment. We're going to lay back down on our back. Wiggle your shoulders a little bit from your shoulder blocks here. And let's go ahead and keep those heels on the foot bar. I'm going to lift my head, neck, and shoulders. See if you can do this as well. Hands come behind the head so you're in that chest lift position. Press the carriage slowly out and in. Very light resistance. Try to keep your chest lift the whole time. So these muscles are just holding you in that position. You'll feel the front of the neck and stuff, but just try not to feel like you're pulling too much on the head. Let's do 2 more. Pressing out and in. 1 more. Pressing out and in. And then lower the head, neck, and shoulders down. Now, we're going to take those straps again. We're going to do a little bit of hip work. So what I want us to do is we're going to keep the lights, the one spring should feel nice and light. Bring both of your feet into those loops. And then just go ahead and lower and lift those legs down. Be mindful if you have that green spring on, or if you have one spring on, it's definitely not a lot of resistance. So try to think about stability here. Let's just do that maybe 2 more times. Arms by your side. Tailbone anchored. And then the next time those legs lower, go ahead and transition to a frog. So bend the knees, flex the hips, heels come in, press out. I like to go big range of motion, but adjust for your own body here. I'm also trying to maintain a relatively neutral pelvis. It's the thought that counts, right? Trying, working on that balance, working on that symmetry. Okay with the fact that it's probably never going to happen. Now, the next time those legs press out, we're going to go into some circles. Open, lift up, and together. Repeat. Over, down, around, and up to the top. And again. Let's do 2 more like that. Oh, it's so funny. I swear dog, like little puppies are like children. They just know when you're in the middle of something and they really like to get involved. Reverse your circles. We're going to do 4 more like so. That nice light hip work really fires up the core, doesn't it? 3, 2, and 1. Now, from here, bend both knees into your chest for a second. We're going to take that left foot out of the strap and bring it to the foot bar, and then hook that left strap on the peg. Right leg straight to the ceiling. Let your left leg bend in order to get a nice stretch for the back of that right leg. Take a moment. Inhale, exhale. Then we're going to hold that leg back up into that straight position. Lift your left leg. Cross that left ankle over your right ankle, but under the strap. We're going to go into a little corkscrew here. So you're going to have your arms hold you steady. Let your legs twist to the left, down, around, up to the top, and repeat. 3 more this direction. Really use those arms to hold you steady. Your waist and your hips are having a little bit of a party here. 2. Well, I guess I'll be ordering new reformer straps here very soon. And 1. And then we're going to reverse those circles. So let's go over to the right. Be careful that direction. And around. And to the center. And 3 more like so. Last 2. Again, the arms are that nice foundation for you as your waist and hips have a little bit of that nice free movement. And then we're going to hold it here. Uncross those legs. Bring that right foot out of the strap. Left foot comes into the strap again. Right leg is nice and bent on that reformer, giving you a little stretch here for the back of that left leg. Then we'll straighten that leg towards the ceiling. Right ankle crosses over the left and under the strap. And we're going to go over to the right, circle down and around and up to the top. And again, as you do this, really think about arms are a nice support for you, but your waist and your hips are going into this nice rotational movement. One more this direction. And then once those legs come up to the top and together, we're going to reverse the corkscrew. We'll go over, down, and around. Oh, Lord. Tell ya, I'm glad I'm sticking with this because I'm almost done with this workout, but I did not anticipate her to be quite so naughty today. Let's do one more. If you're thinking about getting a puppy, this is what it's like, just so you know. Now we're going to hold it there. Uncross that foot. Bring that leg down. Bring your foot out of the strap and take your time to come upright. Once you do, we're going to grab our box. This will be our last little bit of a transition. So put your box on your machine long ways. We're going to lay on our belly. We'll keep that light spring or that one spring. Still have the green spring on the machine. Hands wide. Head is a nice extension of the spine. Legs are long behind you. Push all the way out. Hold your body strong like an arrow or a plank of wood here, as if you're doing a handstand. And then bring your right arm by your side. We're going to just bend that left elbow out to the side as we come in and press out for 8 and 7. Again, that body is super active. 6 and 5. 4. Last 3. Last 2. Started with my weak arm on purpose. Last 1. Hold it straight. Right arm comes wide. Left arm by your side. Elbow bends wide for 8 and 7 and 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Both hands come back. Bend both elbows wide. Press both arms straight and hold the arms straight as you extend your spine. Lifting the heart, lifting the chest, lifting the ribs, and slowly lowering down. 3 more times, lifting up. And down. 2 more times. Last one of those swans or back extensions here. And then bend your arms, come all the way in. Now from here, we're going to step off the machine. Walk over to the foot bar end, get real close, take your hands, push that carriage out. You'll feel some nice feedback there. And then maintaining control of the tension around your spine. If your spring is simply too heavy for this, you can go to a lighter spring. This is right on the edge for me. The feedback feels really great in terms of the cat stretch. Rounding, rounding, rounding. So just deep flexion here. Let's do that one more time. Pushing out. And then articulate your spine all the way up, one bone at a time. So that was a quick little reformer workout for you. Despite her best effort, we got through it, right? So I know we all have a tots in our life. Yes. Have a good day, everybody.